Hey, hello, welcome, greetings, hi, how are you? Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about Season 8, Episode 7 of Fear the Walking Dead, titled Anton. Oh god, okay, Anton. Oh man, alright, so I'm a day behind, sorry about that, I had some conflicts, and I had a conflict because I failed a fucking test, and now I'm pissed, so I'm gonna be even more pissed in this video about this stupid fucking episode. God, like, okay, alright. Okay, why don't we get into the pros first before I go off on tangents about this? This terrible episode. Oh my god. Okay. The only positive, there's two. The only two positives I will give this episode is that despite how poorly the show is written, the one thing that I will continue to praise about the show is the atmosphere and scenery. I loved this episode for that reason. I genuinely did. And I think Fear the Walking Dead has historically always been really strong in that department. Now, what I mean by that is like this hotel and where the hotel is on the beach. It feels very just different from what we've gotten, at least in the main series, The Walking Dead, you know. It feels very different. The locations are very remote and they're very nice to look at. They're where I would like to make a show about a zombie apocalypse personally, so I gotta give credit where it's due. It looks great, it's shot great, I do genuinely enjoy it. So that's the one thing. And the other thing that I will say that I liked about this episode is that when we finally got Madison back with Strand and they had that moment, even though we'll get into it because it's stupid, even though they're defending all the walkers, they have this emotional moment, blah, blah, blah. I will say, I liked it because it kind of just felt like Fear the Walking Dead seasons 1 to 3 again. And not necessarily because it was just like Victor and Madison in a scene, I guess. I don't know. It just, the dialogue kind of felt very much like it used to feel, if that makes any sense. I don't know how to describe that, and I'm going to try again to make no cuts in this video, because I'm on some wasted time today. I'm on borrowed time, I should say. I don't feel like editing too long. All you need to know is those are the only two things that I liked about this episode. Every fucking thing else about it was so fucking stupid. If I hear Anton one more time, I'm gonna oh my god. All right. Okay, so the first thing that I have to say about this episode, after we got a couple of quick shots of like how pretty the area is and all that, is why the fuck is Victor Strand speaking German? Like, I just don't, oh my god. Okay, fine. It's been 7 years, as, you know, Morgan likes to say, it's been 7 years. It's been 7 years. Okay, yeah, you could pick up a language in that amount of time. I don't know. I've been trying to do it on Duolingo, and it's not working for me, but whatever. He learns German, and he has a son. And in the beginning, I was a little confused. I was like, how does he have a son? What? And the kid looks like he's like 48, or he's like my age. I'm 26. I don't know. But we got to that in a little bit. And I was going to say, there was a lot of logistics there that I was confused about. We got answers to it. Whatever. All right. So he's speaking German. He's grabbing doves, and he's like, we take people in. Like, I don't know. It's just stupid. I mean, in theory, everything I'm saying is like, okay, what's the problem with that? The problem is just the way it's done. It's just, I don't know. It's cringy. It's really, the dialogue is very off here. Just the way when Victor Strand or Anton brought someone in, it's just like, we save people here. Like, it's just so stupid. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just very, like stiff. I don't know. And then you have Coleman Domingo, fantastic actor. But in this episode, the dialogue is stale, at least with Anton, Klaus, and whatever the guy's name is. The acting is stale. It doesn't feel believable. And then just how everything has to just work here. It's so stupid. I'm looking at my notes right now from when I was watching the episode, and the first thing I said, quote unquote, how the fuck did Madison find Victor? Literally makes no sense. And my notes are correct. It literally makes no sense. They didn't bother to describe that at all. They didn't bother to explain anything at all about how Madison just stumbled upon Victor Strand. And you know what's crazy about that? Yeah, okay, coincidences exist, but we've had many coincidences in the show. This one is just ridiculous. How do you end up at that hospital to be dealing with that kid to know that guy, Victor Strand? There is no way on God's green earth that those odds just add up. No way. But of course, oh my God, it's Fear the Walking Dead. We just have to fall for it. It's just, everything is so convenient in the story when it doesn't have to be. And that's what makes it so cringe. That's where the problems arise for this show. Like, you could have found a million ways to write this story. And, you know, I tied this back to Game of Thrones Season 8. When everyone was hype for that season before it aired on TV, there was 1,000,001 theories out there. And almost all of those theories were better than what we got. Now, the way I look at this is a fucking chimpanzee could have written this season to be better than what it is. It's just too convenient. It's too fucking convenient. And then on top of that, to make it even more convenient, all of Troy's guys just happen to know exactly where Madison is. Why and how? I still have no idea. Like, okay, yeah, they triangulated the radio, but how did you find the place? Did I miss something? Was that detail in there? Or am I just going crazy? You know, I was watching this episode while I was on the treadmill, so if I'm going to be honest, I might have missed it, and if I did, let me know in the comments. But I still do not understand for the life of me how they ended up there, how Madison ended up there, and how it just all worked in one place. How did Madison just find Victor Strand? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And then the fact that we have the flashbacks, which I talked about in my review of the trailer, or my reaction, live reaction, where I cracked up at the scene. You have all these shots of Victor Strand looking back and thinking, and we get these visual flashbacks of him looking at himself in the past and all the bad things he's done. It's just like, why do you need to show this? Coleman Domingo has an amazing range as an actor. We do not need to see those visual things of him throwing people off of buildings. We understand it. We get it. We saw it happen, and we know why. You don't even need to spell it out for us. We know specifically why Victor would want to call himself Anton. We know why. We're well aware of it. I think everyone can pick that up, even a fucking chimp. Literally. I don't understand it. I truly don't. I think it's so stupid. They did this with Morgan, where they turned Morgan into, like, clear superpower Morgan, like Homelander. I don't fucking know. We saw that, and we're seeing this, and it's just stupid. You don't need to show that stuff. You're just wasting screen time. There's just so much of that in this episode. And then I'm so sick of it, and I have to say it right now, I'm so sick of Madison just constantly falling and, being out of oxygen when it's convenient. But oh God, when they're defending walkers and having a heart-to-heart, you don't have that? It's just a plot element to move the story forward, and it feels so blatantly fucking stupid. It really does. Now, in theory and in just general practice, I understand why Victor Strand wouldn't want to go by Victor Strand anymore. That makes sense. I'm not going to fight that, but just the way it was executed in this episode is so stupid. And then you have this big reveal at the end, which we're going to get into a little bit later. But you have this big reveal at the end where Anton, or Victor Strand, tells his son and his husband, I guess, that he's Victor Strand, and we're supposed to, feel something for it. Dude, we just met these fucking characters. We just met this. And on top of that, I get it. There has been a 7-year time jump. I totally get it. But this show has never done a good job of establishing that. It just feels so unbelievable. Everything about it feels so unbelievable. Like Dan Salazar, whatever his name is, just showing up in the right nick of time 2 times in this episode when they're on the boat. And then later on, literally a millisecond before Coleman Domingo, Victor Strand, whatever, was about to die. It's so convenient. That's like a Walking Deadism, by the way. It always happens. Someone's always about to die in all of these shows. Even Dead City and Daryl Dixon. All of them. Someone's about to die, and then literally literally in this nick of time, this little nick of time, someone saves the day. And sorry, I just went nuts, but it's true. Tell me I'm wrong. Seriously, tell me I'm wrong. It's so annoying. It really is. Let's see what else I have here. Like I said, I genuinely understand why Victor wants to call himself Anton, but it just came across so annoying in this episode. It came across like so cringe. Every time he could have done it, he just like ran away from it in the most pathetic way. And again, that's not Coleman Domingo, because he's a fantastic actor. It's not him. It's on the page. It's in the direction. It's everything about this show. And you know, I just saw on a podcast, someone sent it to me on Discord. Yeah, I'm going to put the name somewhere here, but someone sent this to me on Discord saying that Norman Reedus in a podcast... Sorry, I was accidentally playing the trailer. Norman Reedus in a podcast was saying that when he came on as producer of Dead City, he was like, all right, we need new showrunners. We need new writing. We're not doing any of this crap. Like, I'm glad he realized it. I'm sure these actors have to too. I feel bad for them. But then again, like in the same vein, I kind of don't, because this is like, at this point, what they signed up for again. You know what I mean? Like Kim Dickens could have easily said no to this. And not even, actually... Even Victor Stratton, Coleman Domingo, he could have said no to this season, unless they had contracts. But I know for a fact Kim Dickens and the other guy, Troy Otto, they didn't have to. They just wanted a paycheck. And I get it. Look, you want a paycheck? Fine, sure, no problem with that. You got to make money somehow. It's fine. But like, it's like, why would you even sign up for this? Like, I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just really just venting my frustrations with this episode. It's just so bad. It's so bad. Let's see what else we have. I have a couple more notes here. It's just, guys, I don't know. Like, everything about this episode was just so stupid. That's all I really have for the notes. The only other thing is, like, I laughed again when Dan Salazar came in just in the nick of time, but I already talked about that. Now, the last thing that I do want to talk about outside of my notes is Troy Otto's return. We've gone off the deep end about this one already. You know that I don't like it. I don't. I genuinely don't. But I will say... And I forgot to add this in the beginning where I have like pros of the episode. I thought his speech was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It still doesn't answer a lot. They literally resurrected his fucking character. So it doesn't answer a lot. And him saying he stumbled through Mexico and pulled himself out of the rubble. No, how did you pull yourself out of that rubble? Tell me. You were hit by a hammer twice. Over the head, you would have been knocked unconscious, and then by the time you were knocked unconscious, all this rubble was on you. Tons of pounds of rubble. Literally the same rubble that killed Jaime Lannister and Cersei Lannister in the final season of Game of Thrones. That's what you came out of? What? No fucking way. No way. Like, that is not believable at all that he pulled himself out of the rubble. Bullshit. And now if you gave me a good reason, like maybe the rubble pushed him downstream and someone picked him up, okay, maybe, but even then, there's so much there that could have killed you. I mean, you were already dead. You were already dead to begin with. There's so much there that could have, whatever. This isn't a video of me ranting about Troy Otto's return. I made a video of that on the channel. If you want to check it out, I'll put it in the description. You get the point. It's just stupid. But other than that, his speech was pretty good. And then at the end, Madison screamed to him. I was like, ah! It was so funny. I'm sorry. It was just so funny. There's just so much to hate about this episode. Like, it's... and then I forgot. There's another thing. Dan Salazar's like, Troy Otto, next time I'm going to make sure you really die. Then just shoot him. Just fucking shoot him. How hard is that? He's right in front of you. There wasn't that many guys there, and they had swords, and a couple of them had guns, but you brought in, like, what, 30 people? Including June? Including Sherry? Dwight, I think, was there? I don't know. All of those people are there. You can't just shoot him then? Like, what? Oh, my God. I hate when they do this in these shows. I fucking hate it. They did it with Negan in episode 1 of season 8. They do it all the time in The Walking Dead. That's not just the fault of these showrunners. It's a fault of the franchise. I absolutely hate when they do that. Just don't say it then. Like, if you're going to say a line like that, it just doesn't make sense. You're Dan Salazar. Just fucking shoot him. Why are you just standing there? And then, I'm not going to lie, Dan's acting in this episode, I think it was on the page too, was just like, Madison, you don't do this. I should have killed you, Troy. Like, it feels so robotic. Everyone here feels so robotic. It's just, God. At least there was parts where Madison didn't feel robotic because, like, she broke down to Victor Strand saying, like, I only have these kids to fight for now. And okay, that explains why you were fighting for God knows what for the first half of the season. I'm glad they included that line so she didn't feel really stale, but nearly everyone else did, except for Troy's speech at the end. But guys, my God, if this is what you're starting out the last, 6 episodes of your season with, you got a problem. Like, oh God, this is so bad. Oh man. But anyway, that's been my review. Now, sorry it's late, but now you got it. Oh God. Okay. Let's see how much worse it could get. With that out of the way, please let me know your thoughts about this episode down in the comments, and let's start healthy a conversation down there, all this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.